Just like the single color B stitch, this is worked on a multiple of 2 stitches plus 1. I have 15 stitches here on my needle. And to start this, what you need to do is with color A, which in my case this is the green, you cast on with color A and you knit 2 rows, just plain knit stitches. Those are your 2 foundation rows. And then you start your pattern. So after you've worked your 2 foundation rows with color A, you switch to color B and knit rows 1 and 2. And then rows 3 and 4 are knit with your color A. So my color A is green, my color B is blue, and I'm ready to begin my pattern again. So I'm using color B, which is blue. I can get my ends situated here. And I like to wrap my non-working yarn around my finger just to hold it out of the way a little bit. So for the first row of our pattern, we knit the first stitch. And then we will be working our repeat, which is knit into the stitch below and knit 1. So to knit into the stitch below, you look at the next stitch on your left needle, and then you look right below it. This is where you want to knit into. And then we knit 1. That's the repeat. Knit 1 below, knit 1. So if you pull on your fabric a little bit, you can see clearly the stitch below. So you just go right into that stitch and you knit. And knit 1. All the way across our row. Knit below. Knit 1. Really, this is exactly the same as the single color B stitch. The only difference here is we're using 2 colors, and we have our foundation rows that we need to work before we begin the pattern. Your last stitch of the row should be a knit stitch. In row 2, you just knit a plain row. And you really don't have to worry about carrying your colors up the side with this stitch pattern because you're only working 2 rows in each color. So when you get back to the side that has your non-working yarn, you're ready to use it again. So that was row 2. I'm going to drop color B, and I'm going to pick up color A. Again, I'm going to wrap my non-working yarn around my finger to keep it out of my way while I start row 3. And for row 3, we're going to start by knitting 2 stitches. Then we're going to knit into the stitch below. And then begin our pattern repeat, which is knit 1, knit into the stitch below. Knit 1, knit the stitch below. And this is how the row is worked until the last 2 stitches. And then the last 2 stitches are just both plain old knit stitches. So that completes row 3 using my color A. And then the 4th row of the pattern is just, again, another plain old knit row. So if you can do the plain single color B stitch, you can definitely do this one. You're just going to be using one extra color. That's it. And you would just repeat those 4 rows for the pattern.